you had young Kobe as a teammate.
Yeah.
And Kobe at the end.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that journey as a mentor, brother to him early on, and then catching him at the end of his career as his coach.
You know what, Matt? I had the pleasure of seeing the maturation of Kobe Bryant.
Look
from
at
a
this video right here.
17-year-old.
Look, when you
Yeah,
see
How
this.
that make you feel when you see that, man?
That you
I
know,
know.
You know, but this kid right here, mark my words. Now, and I said this earlier in the season, is going to be unbelievable. I mean, and I'm not saying that because you hear it. I see him every day in
I'm gonna
practice.
slide
I
him.
know.
I'm slide him a couple $100 after.
I see him every day in practice. I see how this kid works. I see how he, after practice, how he's still in the gym before practice. I know he goes to Pacific Palisades and shooting their gym after school. He is just a tremendous talent. One of the things I want to ask Kobe before we even take off and do the thing that we're going to do is, has it been everything that you thought it was going to be?
And then some. And then some. I mean, I really look forward to the challenge of playing against the best basketball players in the world. That's something I really look forward to. I knew that night in and night out, players were going to attack.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was really looking forward to that challenge, offensively and defensively.
Right.
You know, so it's been everything's made up to be.
it hurts me and it makes me happy in the same way, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember that like it was yesterday. And I was doing this special type of thing for ESPN Entertainment. And Andy Thompson, y'all know Andy, Michael Thompson's brother. He wanted to have a day with me of going around with Kobe and Shaq and then D-Fish and just spend the day just talking about basketball and life in general, right? So this was one of those days where we're just done with practice. I'm all mic'd up. And I said, Showboat, that's what our nickname was for him at that time. Showboat, come here, man. I said, this is my main man. Because we would sit on the bench together. We would sit on the bus together. And the thing that was so different about him at 18, that he would be sitting there asking you every damn question about basketball. How was it guarding this guy? How was it guarding this guy? And we would just talk basketball, right? And so after like a month and a half or so of practicing and everything, and he would go hard in practice. He would be there 2 hours before practice shooting. I came in the gym and I would be going there early. I got to get my treatment. I'm 36 years old. I got to get my treatment, get loosened up and get warmed up, get ready for practice. He out there shooting and they ain't even got the lights on at the Forum. I was like, Gary, tell the motherfuckers to put the lights on. If he gonna be out there, tell him to put the lights on. So that they start putting the lights on, right? But sitting with him and being with him his rookie year and watching how much he wanted it, And even in that conversation there, I sat down with him, I said, what do you want to accomplish in this league? He said, I want to be one of the greatest ever. And he didn't, it wasn't like he said it and he didn't believe it. He was just saying it for the cameras. He was dead serious. And I looked at him, I was like, oh, you will be. Because I'm seeing him every day. I said,
Right,
you will
the
be.
work.
Yeah, I see your work ethic. You got the talent. Now all you need is experience. Knowing when to take a game over, knowing when to, defer to somebody else, which he never was going to do anyway.
Right.
Kobe's like, I ain't deferring to nobody.
Shit.
But that was him.
waiting.
That was him. He had a inner confidence about himself that there was nothing he couldn't do on that basketball court. And you had to love that. And then having him the last 2 years, I've told a lot of people this. It was my last 2 years of coaching, and it was 2 of my most fun years.
Wow. And the team wasn't
And we
that
were
good.
terrible.
Yeah.
We were terrible. We had, Jordan Clarkson, who was young, Julius Randle, who was young, but I knew they were going to be good, but they were young, And then we had a bunch of other vets that they didn't give a shit no more, And so my job, as I told Cole, I said, look, my job really, because we ain't going to win a lot of games, my job really is to get you to game 82 in your 20th season relatively healthy so you can go out the way you want to go out.
Yeah.
I said, so I'm going to cut your minutes. I'm going to tell you what days that you don't need to even be here for practice. I'm going to tell you there's some games that I just need you to show up at the arena. I don't need you for shoot around. What I'm going to do is shoot around with you. You know what I'm saying? You done went through everything as far as coverages. What you need to be here. Just come to the game, look at the board, how we guard certain things, and we go from there. So it was the last 2 years of us reconnecting too, And we had so much fun just reconnecting, talking to each other. He would call me at 5, 6 in the morning, and I said, don't do that. I said, I'm just getting up at 6. You calling me at 5, you fucking up my sleep, dog. Let me get that last hour in, because I'm going to be up all night, doing this and this. And so we would talk at 6 in the morning, about what we're going to do at practice that day. or about how we getting ready for this game, and it was just great that we reconnected, and he was the first person that I told, besides my son and a couple other family members, that my mom had passed. He was the first person I told because we were in the locker room together, and I was like, I don't even know why I'm here. I just lost my mom, but I know my mom. She would want me to be here. And Kobe came in and gave me a big hug and everything. Then I had to go out and, deal with the media. And they had found out, and I said, don't ask me no questions about, you want to talk basketball, let's talk basketball. Anybody ask me questions about my personal life, this interview's over. Of course, the media. So what do you, I'm out, But it was two of the best years for me as a coach to spend with him, in his last 2 years. And that reconnection that we had was even better than I thought it would be.
60, last game. Who goes out with 60 his last game?
Kobe. Hey, man. Yeah, Kobe. And if you remember how that game started, he was like 0 for 5.
Yeah.
He couldn't throw it in the ocean. And I'm standing there going, this is not the way I want this to end for him. He gets fouled, hits a couple of free throws.
Basket gets bigger.
Basket gets big as the ocean. And I remember the last quarter, because even at halftime we came in, I said, he ain't coming out. I gave him 6 minutes of rest the first half. I said, but this second half, I ain't taking him out. I said, he's going to have to play the rest of this game, right? And 5, 6 minutes left in the game, I said, KB, you got 5, 6 more minutes left in that body? And, man, you talking about the dude that was tired? He was like, yeah. And you know him, his will,
mental.
His mental capacity to understand that the moment this is it was something I'll never forget.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.